Oh, mother, have mercy. Cheers, buddy.
Let's do it. So, what is the Way of Mercy? Monks of the Way of Mercy have learned to manipulate the life forces of others and bring aid to those in need. They are wandering physicians to the poor and hurt. However, to those beyond their help, they bring a swift end as an act of mercy. For those who follow the Way of Mercy might be members of a religious order, administrating to the needs and making grim choices rooted in reality rather than idealism. Some might be gentle voiced healers, beloved by their communities, while others may be mask bringers of macabre mercies. The walkers of this way usually don robes with deep cowls, and they often conceal their faces with masks, presenting themselves as faceless bringers of life and death.
Go healing rangers. Dun, dun, dun,
Mighty
dun,
Morphin
dun, dun.
Healing Rangers. Righto, implements of mercy. Mitch?
Perfect. You gain proficiency in the insight and medicine skills. You gain proficiency with herbalism kit. You also gain a special mask, which you often wear when you're using the features of this subclass. You determine its appearance or generate it randomly by rolling on the Merciful Mask table. It's a d6, and you have Raven, Black and White, Crying Visage, Laughing Visage, Skull, or Butterfly.
Let's pick a cool mask. It does nothing after that.
Does nothing. I'm a big fan of the faceless background for this, because you could have little bouts of multiple personality during level 1 and 2, and then level 3, that's when the mask comes out. And as soon as the mask goes on, that's when he becomes his alter personality and starts running around healing people or causing harm. Or maybe one mask for danger, and he will only do Hand of Harm.
Change mask.
And then quickly use a bonus action to change mask.
We get Hand of Healing at 3rd level. Your mystical touch can mend wounds. As an
Thanks,
action,
buddy.
you can spend
nice.
1 chi point and to touch a creature and restore a number of hit points equal to a roll of your martial arts dice plus your wisdom modifier.
Sorry, I can touch you now. We're in the same state.
It's different. When you use your flurry of blows, you can replace one of the unarmed strikes with the use of this feature without spending a key point for the healing. So you can either come up and just use a key point to heal someone, or you can spend flurry of blows, and out of the 2 attacks, one of them for free can be now healing. So it's good that it pairs like that. Otherwise, like monks just do not get enough key at those low levels. So it's
Oh yeah, I think that'll be coming
Very
up in
efficient.
player tips. Hand of Harm. When you use your key to inflict wounds, when you hit a creature with an unarmed strike, you can spend a key point to deal extra necrotic damage equal to 1 roll of your martial arts die plus your wisdom modifier, and you can only use this once per turn. So martial arts die early is D4, wisdom modifier early is 3, max is an extra 7 damage of necrotic damage, onto already a D4, D6, depending what weapon you're using. Past maybe a 3, so up to about 14 damage early levels, not bad. No, it gets up there.
yeah, yep.
I'm going to crack on to the level 6 ability.
Do so.
I should also point out that monks get a bajillion abilities. So level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, blah, 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 blah. You get all sorts of stuff. So we're only doing this subclass. But don't forget about your Tasha's extra subclass optional abilities, like Focused Aim and Quickened Healing. All right. Physician's Touch. You can administer even greater cures with a touch, and if you feel it's necessary, you can use your knowledge to cause harm. When you use Hand of Healing on a creature, you can also end 1 disease or one of the following conditions affecting the creature: blinded, deafened. Blinded feels wrong. Blinded, deafened, paralyzed, poisoned, or stunned. When you use Hand of Harm on a creature, you can subject that creature to the poison condition until the end of your next turn. No saving throw.
Well, you've already hit them, so you've had to hit them to begin with, so yeah, you shouldn't have to have more checks. Yeah, that's all pretty good. I like the stuff. It's developing and increasing with what we're going and using your ability.
Simple.
At 11th level, we gain Flurry of Healing and Harm. Now you mete out a flurry of comfort and hurt. When you use the flurry of blows, you can now replace each of the unarmed strikes with a use of your Hand of Healing without spending key points for the healing. So previously you could only use one. Now for both extra attacks, you can do healing. In addition, when you make an unarmed strike with flurry of blows, you can use Hand of Harm with the strike without spending a key point for Hand of Harm. You can still only use it once per turn. So at max, you're only squeezing out an extra Hand of Harm compared to your 2 flurries. At combo, you're doing 2 healing, or you're combining the 2 by healing a person, doing more damage to someone else in front of you. So you can maneuver all your healing and pain and healing around. That's good. It's not huge, but it's good. You get a lot of strikes, and this stuff's now free when you spend 1 key point for your flurry.
Hand of Ultimate Mercy. At 17th level, remembering that there's a bajillion abilities between level 11 and level 17, like you get to fly and stuff, I guess. Your Master of Life Energy opens the door to Ultimate Mercy. As an action, you can touch the corpse of a creature that died within the past 24 hours and expend 5 key points. The creature then returns to life, regaining a number of hit points equal to 4d10 plus your Wisdom modifier. If the creature died while subject to any of the following conditions, it revives with them removed: blinded, deafened, paralyzed, poisoned, and stunned. Once you use this feature, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest.
So every day you can rest someone.
Hopefully you won't have to.
You never know.
But you never know. But come on, it's cool. It's cool. This is very...
It's really cool. It's really cool. I think this class brings a whole nother aspect to monks. Like, I'm not going to go big noting by saying they can heal better than anyone. They can't. But I'm just thinking it brings another aspect of the game to this. And when I talk about my character concept, I'll be saying, like, I think these builds upon each other and it gets better and better as you go along. Is it the ultimate thing? No. But is it good? Yeah. And I'd love to play it just for the intrigue of what I'm going to do.
Sure. Honestly, everyone loves it. Like, you can't fault the imagery that you get from the mask going on. You know, you could go the old Plague Doctor mask. You could go
classic,
half crying butterfly, Phantom, like
Phantom of the Opera style.
Anything you want. Commedia dell'arte.
Yes, yeah.
I guess Pantaloni's kind of very similar to the Plague Doctor, but you know what I mean.
Alechino.
There we go. I didn't know you know that. We learned something about each other. I like that. But we are super cool. We don't just know Commedia dell'arte. We also know
El Dottore. We know
Dario Fo.
No.
Okay. That's all right. Disestablishment. All right. So, going into our player concepts.
Character concepts? Yep.
Character concepts. I'll let you go first, and then I will accuse you of stealing mine, and then just make one up on the spot. So you go first.
No worries. I think everyone sees...
How dare you? Motherfucker.
You're right. I think everyone sees the Chinese medicine-styled monk with acupuncture and pressure points. Those pressure point charts in the back, coming up to people and putting them there, hitting them there, knocking them there, and all of a sudden they can move their shoulder again that's been causing them problems. That is this monk to a T. Also knowing the pressure points to be able to come up and jab someone and they lose the ability to move or their legs drop out from them and things like that. That is another great ability. That is on point with this. Acupuncture and so forth. My character, I would be right on point as the game suggested by having someone who sits in town and looks at the people who are injured, the farmers, the things like that who are coming home, and just comes up and just heals them, fixes his back, looks at someone who's lost some movement in their shoulder during a war wound or something like that, and he just comes up and just flexes them, bends them, and cracks them around, and then all of a sudden they get coming around to get angry at him, like, wow, I can move this bit again. I can move my arm above my
I
shoulder.
feel young. I feel amazing. Oh no, I shouldn't have signed up to that indoor basketball squad.
So I think you can have so much fun and gain so much intel talking to the local populace and helping them out, and just sitting there having tea with people and then helping them pop something back in a joint and moving it. I think it is a great way to flesh out more in a village and in a world than what the DM even thought they were even bringing to the table. You will help flesh out the... So DMs, I'll get back to that. But as a player, I think you're really going to enjoy leaning into it. And I would recommend you have a quick look at acupuncture and pressure points. You don't have to study them, but just have a knowledge of what, so that way you can flesh out the character with how you're doing this healing. If I hit this chakra, I should be able to do this, and if I put a needle point right here between these two spine bits, that'll give him vitality. And then if I do that, and then with that slight bit, it will just develop your character so much more. And you really won't have to go much further than a Wikipedia page, honestly. That'll be more than enough to flesh this character out and give them a lot more life and breed upon their abilities.
Yeah, plus if you spend years doing it and get 32,000 XP towards it, and one of your mates dies, you can just bring him back from the dead by hitting his key points. That's...
I've just got to press this shocker. I don't know why more people don't know
this.
It's a reset button, right?
Yeah, that's what...
Pants down.
That's what Appawati was doing. I had a heart attack and Appawati was just like...
Brought him back.
Come back. I love it.
He's alive.
Appawati was a monk. I knew it all this time. I knew he was up to something. He wasn't just putting a finger up the guy's date in a football match. What a legend. No, speaking of which... comes to my character concept.
Unload.
I don't say this very often, but for this I'd have to multi-class. I'd go a Way of the Mercy monk bard and go around and help the young women of the town that have afflictions and can't fall pregnant.
Rhino horn. You need more tiger
Yeah. I can help. Oh, thank you so much. She's pregnant.
No, I just got to punch you in the ovaries here, and you can have a baby now.
I did it. I totally used all my monk abilities to do it too. Nothing to do with the bard.
Nothing sus.
Nothing sus. But no, I think I would have to go with the dual mind background and go with the multiple personalities. I love the concept of someone that's scared, and so the first two levels might be doing everything at disadvantage because they're literally in combat, frightened, scared of everything, and then all of a sudden they find this mask, and when they put it on, they find themselves, and that's their superhero cape. That's their adrenaline. That's the thing that allows them to disassociate from the world and go into battle. So they put on the black mask. Not like Black Mask. Very monkish. And just start wrecking stuff and helping people. So I'd go with the dual mind. The bard one was more of a joke just because I thought it was funny. What I would go with is, generally I don't say this often, but I would just allow more key points or reduce costs on key points. Or if somebody wants to heal someone in town, just be very... allow them to be walking through town and that's their short rest. So they get their key points back. If you are a DM that polices short rests and doesn't let them have them as they walk, and this could be a very tough subclass to play, because if you do any extra role-playing healing, you're going to run out of points very quickly up till about level 10. After level 10, it's a bit alright, but level 4, if your bonus action is a flurry of blows, and you need to run away at some stage, and you do a hand of healing, that's pretty much it. You're tapped out.
It's starting to run out. Yeah. DMs, if you've got this, you're going to have to invest in diseases because these things also remove disease, and diseases don't really come up very often. You're going to have to invest looking into some diseases and what they would do. Be it long-term injury diseases, short-term things, plagues, things like that, and let this monk shine a little bit so they can by removing diseases in people and your other players. So not just when you get poisoned, you also pick up a disease or something. Have a look into it, see if you can find some. There's heaps out there. They used to be in other editions, but they took them out. Find some, put them back in. That will bring a lot more. Also have a look at your herbalism and medicine checks as to what they can get out. And how much will a DC 20 on a medicine check actually grant you to diagnose what's going wrong and then understand how to fix it and what needs to be done. So you might not have to spend key points. You could just diagnose through how they're standing and what they're doing and what their blood pressure is and the colour of their tongue, and you know where to push because you're trained in this. This is what you're here to do, and it's what you do. So I would look into all this sort of stuff. And then, as I was saying, have these little points where just another person's crossing the road, a merchant, and he's just got a gimme leg, and he's like, yeah, and an owlbear attacked me 5 years ago, and I've never been able to bend it quite right since. And then my monk puts it into place and fixes it up, and then God, thank you so much. Here, I'll give you a 50% discount if you buy from me right now. So I'm not going the same direction, but if you buy, I will sell you 50% discount. It could be that little trigger to get your party bonuses and benefits. Same as this little person in town wandering along, pulling a cart, and then you see just how much he's straining, and the monk walks up and heals him and just fixes something right, or resets a bone, or whatever it is. It could be an interesting little role-play encounter that enriches the game and breathes life into your cities and towns.
I literally want this to happen now so I can make the first person I heal in town, the old person, become the BBEG. I was going to conquer the world, but I hurt my back. Oh, thank you, young man. Let me just get them fingers ready.
Undead army, let's go.
I couldn't raise the dead because my back I couldn't lift them. But here I am.
Not enough deadlifting.
Yeah, I love it. But it's one of those amazing things. It's a great subclass visually. If any mechanical stuff get in the way, just work around it because it'll be fun for everyone. Any final thoughts on this?
Great class, lots of fun, lots of flavour. Once again, as I always say, the best class isn't one that does the most damage, it's the one that you're most interested in playing. You will have more fun doing that than you will dishing out 30 damage. I mean, everyone wants to be useful and everything, but I mean, the one that's more interesting, and this is a really interesting class. It brings an interesting aspect to it, brings healing to the monk, and it allows you just to do something different. And I'm sure you could pull a simple piece, such as I get out my little pins and I start pinning someone in the street to fix them up, or I from a distance, like someone's at a pub and I see them sitting there and they've got a bad back, and just from a distance I pin. Hits him in the back. He's like, who did that? My back. Like darts.
Yeah, I was going to say at a pub, at darts, you're like,
that guy is having trouble with...
But I think the thing we need to remember is that the medical ninjas in Naruto are fucking cool, and you can be one.
Another great source of inspiration. Yeah.
Well, I think that'll do it for New Year's Eve recording, or New Year's Day recording, whatever time it is. But
gonna use my Kill Bill five finger punch on you, and then finish this off.
Yep.
Just put your hand up there, and we'll just 5 steps, you'll be dead.
You cured it. My erection's back.
I hit the wrong nipple. That was the problem.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
And
catch you next time.
Oh, mother have mercy.